Welcome back. And in this session, we are going to continue the topic of Django. In our previous class, we have seen how a simple project can be started in Django and what are the commands, shell commands that is supported by. How do we start the built-in server within Django so that we can start using that, and using the browser, how we open the website that we have developed. Usually, this is the default web page that will be released by the Django by default. And we are going to replace this one with our own content. That is what we are going to do the web development. Now, further moving on, if you take this Git and all, I will come later. What is Git? Just you try to understand in your textbook, they are talking about Git installation and all. Now, what we will do in this text editor, some file we will modify, deactivate the shell. After that, command line is where we execute commands for our program, but a text editor is where actual code is written. It is not a new thing for us. Spider's window is nothing but a text editor. Because it is integrated environment, like Notepad, it is not standing separately. It has been attached with the script. Interactive mode is separate window. Text editor is a separate window. In olden days, it was like that. Everything will be separate. It will be hanging. You have to jump from one window to another. Now integrated means they put all the together inside one single window. So that is called as integrated development environment. So we are comfortable with the idea of there are many modern text editors available, but a very popular one is Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is, if you know, it is developed and maintained by Microsoft company. We know that Microsoft company don't give any product free of cost, but Visual Studio is a software under the supervision. Now, it is a very big surprise for the whole world. It happened a very long time back when Bill Gates stepped down, and after that, some new guys came and they started a open source project sponsored by Microsoft. Open source means free software. Volunteers are developing. Microsoft sponsors such type of things. Volunteers can develop the software. We will help them, and they can come up with a integrated development environment. Now, Visual Studio Code is a very popular. The link is also available in our PDF. Visual Studio Code is a very popular text editor. It can permit you a lot of code completion, this one, that one, code execution, many things it can help you. Not one, two, three language, approximately some 90 languages it can support. The whole world is supported by Visual Studio. Okay, which is a free, easy to install, and it is also very popular. Already using a text editor, download and install VS Code from the official website. Already we are using Spider. We are not going to use Visual Studio Code. An optional but highly recommended additional step to take advantage of loss ecosystem is available on issue. Navigate to File Preference, Extensions on Mac OS Code Preference Extension. This launch search bar, enter Python, which will bring up the Microsoft extension as the first result. Install it. Add in block. All these things we don't need. All these things we don't need. Just to confirm this working, you can develop a program and all, you can execute. If you are interested with Visual Studio Code also, you can switch to Visual Studio Code. Now he is talking about on save, it should be automatically updated to using double quotes with Black's default preference, print hello world, and everything is working properly. Install Git. We are not going to do this Git step. We will come back to this one later. Okay. First, now today we will start developing a Hello World app. Whenever a new technology is tried in the whole world, the first programmer, it was a lady. She was a lady. Usually in technology, in IITs, researchers, scientists in the whole world, mathematicians, inventors, all are dominated by men only. But what is the thing in computer science? when a first program was developed, the first person to write a computer program and to run and execute was a lady, Lady Ada. In that, in her name, Ada language is itself is developed. After naming after her, Ada language is also there. In olden days, it was popular. Nowadays, nobody is using because the computer is like that. Every day, something is coming and something we are modifying. In this chapter, we will build a Django project. Hello world. Nothing but like when we started our Python, first program is hello world, print hello world, execute, it will print. This one we will develop for our website. This one we will develop for, yeah, initial setup. Already you know all the initial setups. What are we going to do? CD drive, desktop, code. We will go to that our particular directory. Every time you go to that common directory, inside you can create multiple project, but don't create in everywhere. Maintenance will be difficult for you. Decide that there will be a single folder. Inside that folder, I will store all the projects. Folder, subfolder, subfolder, subfolder means what will happen? Multiple projects will be. Now already it is there. Hello world, CD hello world. Shall we start this one? Do you remember in download what was the? I know I have kept it in my computer for CD users. CD LR match my account name. After that, download is there. Downloads. After that, what is the name I give here? Okay, today I will make code. We will use the same word. Code. Make directory code. CD code. Now we are in the code folder. Inside the code folder, what we have to do? We have to create a new project. To create a new project, we are going to create hello world. This is going to be a new new project folder. Nothing is there inside. Empty. We are going to install every stuff here. Now, how do you create the virtual environment? Already in our previous chapter, slowly, this textbook, what he will do, it will not tell you in one line, tell that prepare every environment, come to this topic. They will gradually, they will stop telling you all this detail. In one or two chapters, they will be telling you, do this one, do this one, do this one. How do we create? We will be calling the Python and what is the module? Virtual environment. What is the name of virtual environment? B. Some commands don't need internet connection. Some commands you need internet connection. For example, every project you have to download the Django. For that one, you need internet connection. Okay. After that, what we are going to do? Activate PSI. After that, what we will do? Django project will be installed for this project. You understand the Django why we are repeatedly, I told you in the first class. Every project is Django. Django will be installed every time. Every project will be installed with Django. Why? Because version problem is there. Version problem. Otherwise, there is no solution at all. And also, it is not more than some 8 MB or something. It's not big. See, now you are experimenting, you are installing, it seems to be big. For example, at a time, how many websites you will be concerned about? One or two. One time or two time you are going to install. But at the time of learning, you are installing 10 times, 20 times, 15 times. That is different from production environment. In production environment, how many installation? One or two. At a time, two projects is too much. Okay. Now environment is ready. How? What are we going to do? First, we have to go to our environment. After that, we have to activate PS1, the script that will be activated. First, I am going to my environment. VENV. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now in this folder there is a in this dot means in this folder in P when you are using PowerShell you have to use like this command. That is very perfect command. backslash. You may think that script is folder name is in capital letter. We are typing. Windows is not case sensitive. Windows is not. This command belongs to Windows. This dot backslash command belongs to Windows. Windows is basically not a case sensitive operating system. Take Linux Unix, yes. Take Mac OS, yes. Okay. Now, what is the command? Activate dot ps1. It is it is not accepting. No, no. See, I used dot. It is not accepting. Okay, I will go like this. Script or scripts. So I typed script. Na spelling mistakes. Okay. Scripts. After that, activate dot ps1. What it says? Activate. What is the name of the file? Is it telling us because it does not exist? Okay. Uh, okay. No, what I'm saying, activate. Okay. So command line it is different behavior. Here in the PowerShell it is giving us different behavior. PS1. You see something wrong with our command itself is something wrong. Huh? Yes, 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 yes. You are right. Now the same command I'm executing. Scripts. Hmm? What is wrong? Spelling? What is wrong? Hmm? You see, Vinay, this one already we entered. Already we entered. Rest of the command we have to do, right? Rest of the command we have to do. We are not having any problem. Okay, I will write like this. Scripts activate PS1. PS is also small one. See, dot is missing. He is not showing us. He is not showing us that command. In PowerShell, it will not accept. In a command line, it will be there are two shells are available. You know that. Right? In a command line shell is different from PowerShell. PowerShell is somewhat like Unix shell, Mac shell, but command line is very customized to Windows or environment. Okay, now we activated, everything is created. Now what are we going to do? We have to start a new project. What is the command? Django admin start project Django project dot. I will copy paste this one for easiness. Every time I'm telling you, hello world, same command. Tomorrow ABCD project, same command. Command will not change. Project name also will not change. Because if it is uniform, tomorrow if somebody else is seeing your project, easily he can access this directory is going to be this one, this directory is going to hold this information, open, modify. You are getting one Django project. You want to modify that. If you are following the same worldwide format, what you will do? Easily you will find out the files, right? Yeah. Now this dot is also required. So I copied that dot. Now I'm saying start a new project. Yeah, Django admin start project Django project dot. Okay, front side one space is there. No, there is what? This is environment, right? Okay. The command is no. This is the environment command. No, why today we are so confused? This is environment setup na environment setup na Nasima. Now you see, they are going to tell you the step. Some file structure they are going to explain. Yes, yes. It seems who is right? Narsimha is right. We missed that step. Before creating the project, just you compare the steps. Again, you compare the step. See what we have done. Start project. After that, run server. Before starting the project, what we have done? Django is installed. So the Django command we have to use for admin purpose. So this is given by now I'm asking Python npip install Django 4. Just you can take now it is 8 MB only for your full project. What is the code framework code is it is 8 MB. So repeatedly installing for the purpose of explanation, you can do it. After delete it. The folder together hello world folder you delete Django everything is gone. No, finish. If you are giving that folder copy paste to someone, you are actually giving a website to somebody. Okay, now I'm going to start the project. Project starting command is as usual. I'm going to copy paste Django admin command. Without Django, we are trying how much we are clever. Django admin command. Django is not there. I didn't get time because of your question paper. Even 1 o'clock, yesterday I went to bed. I will prepare the script copy. Just I will copy paste, copy paste. I will experiment all the comments. It will be fast execution. I will paste for you also in WhatsApp. It will be convenient for us. Now I am starting the project. After creating the project, what we have to do? We know that now in this. Hmm? Okay, I'll change the directory. Um, Now, Django project folder is like this. If you put everything available. Now, particularly, if you don't understand also, just name of the file, full form, what is this, what is that, just some brief information. Now, in this project, you understand. The same file is coming for the whole book. We are going to live with these files. So, everything you are going to understand. Init.pip indicates that the file is in the folder or part of the Python package. You remember? If you want to make in core Python, if you want to create your own package, first create a name of the file called as underscore underscore init.pov. Underscore underscore init is the file, simply empty file, it has to reside there. Something stuff we can put it there, but empty at least should be there. Then only Python will think that it is a package directory. It is a package directory. Now, because of that one, it is there. Because of that one, that file is there. Without this file, we cannot import files from another directory, which we will be doing a lot of it in Django. Whatever we are doing, we are going to import in our personalized coding. We are going to import the codes from here, from the library, Django library. If we don't have that init py, it will not recognize. Who will not recognize? Obviously, at the end of the day, who is going to execute the code? Python language, it will not recognize. After that, asg.py allows for an optional asynchronous server gateway interface to be run. It is an optional one. What is asynchronous server gateway interface? There is a synchronous server gateway, and the another one is called as asynchronous server gateway interface is there. What is that? Later we will see. Settings.pv controls our Django project's overall setting. It is nothing but like your mobile. Setting you are not doing. One app is there. The whole mobile is controlled in one particular app. What is that app? Settings app. So this settings.py is having lot of stuff. All the stuffs will control the overall project. That means overall website. Overall website. Okay. URLs.py tells Django which pages to build in response to a browser or URL. You know already URL, Uniform Resource Locator. URLs means multiple URLs, Uniform Resource Locators. So whenever your browser is, the client browser is asking something from our server, if he is typing like this means what type of file we have to send. That relationship, all the detail we are going to write in the urls.py. I already told you this framework means guiding principle. You have to understand what is that guiding principle. In another rough word I can say it is like fill in the blank. Everything available, some spaces are blank, fill according to your requirement, things is okay. Or otherwise, I will not tell you fill in the blank, it is that word itself has to be put. Missing things are there. Zigzag puzzle, you know, zigzag puzzle. Something is one there. Properly, if you arrange, you are getting your picture. So here it is like that. Several pieces are there. According to your need, you arrange. Maybe it will become a home or it will give you a picture of flight, something like that. Okay. Another ASGI is the WSGI. This is Web Server Gateway Interface, which helps Django serve our eventual web pages. I told you a small server is also running and related files are also installed by Django framework when you are installing the Django. Okay, these are all some basic idea. Some files are available like this available. Manage.py already we have used, yes or no? Manage.py we have used. File is not part of the Django project but is used to execute various Django commands such as running the local web server or creating a new app, etc. What we have to differentiate? Many commands like Django admin command, it is part of the Django. But manage.py is not part of. So what is it? Which is it part of? Something it should be part of, right? So manage.py Python file is part of which one? Project means who created that file? It is not part of the Django. Hmm? Is it Python? Python is a core language. It doesn't have anything except one single executable file. At least in imagination. Actually, we included the module environment module, right? We executed module or not? As soon as we executed the module, Python underscore Python hyphen m v means what is that? It installed some file. This files are okay. Let's try out a new project by using Django's lightweight built-in web server for local development purposes. The command we will use in run server which is located in manage.py. Now, some commands Django is not providing to control how the server has to be run. It is something that is environment is giving us to control the server. Start the server, stop the server. Environment command is given. Okay. Python manage run server. After that, manage run server. If you enter this address, already we know these are other things it is going to happen. Nothing new. Is this output different from the previous one? Nothing new. Note that the full command line output will contain additional information including a warning about 18 unapplied migrations. technically this warning doesn't matter at this point. Django is complaining that we have not yet migrated our initial database since we won't actually use a database in this chapter. The warning won't affect the end of the result. Actually, he's talking about warnings. For example, now I'm running the server. Already been installed. We created the project. What is the command? Python manage.py. Yeah, run server. You see, you have 18 unapplied migrations. Is it not complaining? This is what he's talking about. Last time also he was showing this one. Why is it showing in a real life project or web development without a database to store the data or our website data? For example, your website is having a web page, web title, web content. Where are you storing? Usually we don't store in files. Many of the time we will put it inside the database. Retrieving is very fast. For example, your website is having say for example users and password. Where is the details are saved? In database. Because this project, what we are testing is a initial toy project. We don't use database. This one we will come up and we will solve this problem. That 18 unapplied migration, your project may not work properly until you apply the migration, perhaps admin auth content type sessions, something it is complaining, right? We will come to it later. Now I'm stopping the server. We know that the server is running and it is working. If you want to solve the problem, what is the command? Migrate. Operation to perform, it will every time you can use this command to make in case if that is the complaint, you can run this command migrate. Now you run the server. Is it complaining? 18 migration, database not available, something. It is because there is no database, that's why it is complaining. The data it is required, the whole project requires many data. There is no database attached with our project. We are going to attach. We are going to attach in our project. Okay. Now, this is the window that you saw output, and you know this one. Now, this is the time to understand some basic information about Django has done here is create a SQLite database and migrated its built-in apps. What Django has done here is created a SQLite database and migrated its built-in apps provided for us. This is represented by new file db SQLite 3 in our directory. Before it was not available. If you see that will available. I told you when I was talking about database, in the world there is a very small tiny database engine is created. It is a miracle by the engineers. How much? In a single file is a engine. Just go to MySQLite and you can start using. You need some. Shall I show you? Yeah, just I will download and I'll show for them also the same. What is that? SQLite download. SQLite download. SQLite download. Whenever you see that org, it belongs to our community. Belongs to community means we don't need, because our country, like country like ours, we need free softwares to eradicate poverty also. Otherwise, billions of rupees you will be spending in which one? In software. Say for example, your mobile is 15,000. If the Android operating system and multiple apps are not free, that could have been 45,000. We could not afford. Everyone may not be affording. So that's why little bit we have to earn, little bit we have to do service also. So whenever you find that ending org organizational website, it is free of cost. Now you see SQLite database. Every time when you go to any org website, it will not be attractive. It is very plain because it is not for benefit or not for profit. Now you see source code available, documentation available, precompiled binaries for Android, precompiled for Linux, for Mac OS. Even in your Android mobile, you can download, you can run this one. Got it now? In your Android mobile, SQLite will be running. It is a miracle that just imagine MySQL database is a engine. How much big it is. It is performing a lot of additional work. But every time we don't need that much big. A small engine is sufficient to maintain the data files. Create the database, create the tables, fill the data, delete the data, search the data. Everything will do that tiny server. Okay. Now for Windows we need. My system is 64 bit. Now I have to search SQLite standalone binary for Windows 64 bit. I am searching this one, SQLite download page. It is saying SQLite tutorial. No. Where is this executable file is available? Please see. A lot of versions are supported. Android version. Windows, what are there? Zip is there. Yes, I need this one. I need this one. Are you able to see how much is the engine they have created? I will project this window tab. Uh, Gautami Somashekar, are you able to follow our discussion? Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir, but full of disturbances from you, sir.
Full of disturbance from my side.
Yes, sir. Voice is very breaking.
Please open the door. Okay, now how are you getting the voice, Gautami? Gautami, and even if it is get disrupted for 100 times, you can raise your voice and you ask me. I will change the situation. Okay, here. Okay, Gautami. Yeah. Now, what I'm discussing is Django is using a very small database management system. It is called as SQLite. SQLite. It is a open source software. That is, the volunteers in the world they challenged it by challenging the whole world. They came up with it is a C program. By the way, it is a C program. Maybe now might be C++, not other than any language. They have come up with less than 1 MB, not even 1 MB, less than 1 MB. The DLL file is available. DLL file means you can connect with any software, that software can use that engine. We don't need only engine. What can I do with the engine? Because I don't have any software in tool. The next is the tool, 1.9 MB. It is containing analyzer, command line tool, similar to I told you a shell, PowerShell like command. You can create database. Okay. Now I will download that. I will download this one. Now I will copy paste this link also for your benefit. You don't need to search here like me. Python. Okay. I copy pasted. Now I am going to download that file. It is containing everything for Windows. It is not only JavaScript is having built products. For your information, uh, I'll show you. I'll try to find out, locate that. Uh, Go to computer, C drive, and programs are available in program drive folder, right? Yeah. And after that, Chrome will be available where? Available Google Chrome. Okay, Google Chrome application. This is application. Chrome recovery temp file application. Firefox is using SQLite to store all its browsing history, bookmark, whatever the data you are generating, it is stored in SQLite. Let me find out what Chrome is using. Search SQLite. No, it is not using. Maybe it has integrated because what some people they will do. Um, the software is open source. Software is open source. They will take the source code and they will mix up with the code and they will hide the SQLite. That is also possible. Now I am going to install. It is not a installation actually. Installation is not required. Please try to install in your Android mobile, experiment that database. Android mobile also. You see, SQLite 3, SQLite Analyzer, Differentiator. Now I need what? You see how it is interesting now? SQLite. Now SQLite version 3.4. Now I'm going to show this one to online class. I downloaded. There is no installation is required. Nothing is required. Just you have to start SQLite file for database purpose. SQLite. Yes, where is SQLite? This one, right? Yeah, yeah. Connected to a transient in-memory database. Use a open file name to reopen or a persistent database. Now, if you create anything, for example, create database ABC database database syntax error here. Create databases. No, yeah, show databases. No, it is not working. See, we don't need to worry about anything. But if they themselves are having a SQLite, SQLite tutorial is available. This is free of cost for us. Actually, it is not belonging to that one. Um Create. Where is create? Where is it? SQLite commands. Okay. SQLite database side. I'll open. What it happens, you will see. This is a tutorial. Employee download